Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we analyze Tron and its token TRX, none of the content financial advice. Let's start with the first portfolio builder related analysis of cryptos which are having their presence in the gem zone, which have higher return and lower volatility. Tron definitely one of those cryptos. Since 2021, performance return annualized has been 47%. Volatility is at around 70%. Sortino ratio 1.28. Its Sortino ratio is higher than Bitcoin or even most of the major cryptos, barring I think a couple of exceptions here or there. But still, Tron and Toncoin having almost the same Sortino ratio, which does not have which not takes into consideration negativity about downside volatility. So all in all, again, return volatility is still better than most of the cryptos. Even in the gem zone, you could see that although some cryptos have higher volatility like Tron or like a Toncoin or Sheeb, the volatility for them is higher than 100%, whereas Tron at 70% volatility provides about has provided about 47% return. In terms of where it stands in the composite risk score ranking, it's the least risky crypto since 2021, and you could see it from the charts as well. Again, this is the Tron monthly chart since 2018, and especially focusing on the rally since 2023. The price has been essentially up only, whereas even if you compare this with Bitcoin, the chart does for Bitcoin looks a lot worse than the chart for Tron, even which is the flagship crypto of the asset class. Price of Tron is again nowhere close to 200-week simple moving average. One could even argue that it is moving away from the 200-week moving average if you look at the trend over here. But still, what remains uncertain in the short term is the 20-week simple moving average. The price is lower than the 20-week simple moving average, which is at around 29 cents. Price is at around 28 cents. It did have a couple of weeks above the 20-week simple moving average, but eventually, as the bear market for the asset class kind of settles, it's still above the 2021 high. And you can see the 2021 high was at around 18 cents. It's at around 28 cents. What is likely to occur again if you take Bitcoin as an example, and ultimately breaking below the 2025 lows like Bitcoin did. Over here you can see the 2025 lows for Bitcoin were in this 70 to $73,000 range. Now Bitcoin is lower than that. What could happen for Tron is going below this area of support in 2025 that was set in 2025, which is at around, roughly speaking, 20 cents or 8 cents lower than the current price, before checking what the rest of the assets in the crypto asset class are doing. Right now, Tron is holding better in terms of the composite score for based ranking. This is analyzed using what's the alpha, beta, volatility, Sortino ratio, and max drawdown, and how that overall ranking normalized for these five metrics. Tron emerging as the leader on this composite risk related scoring. For the Gem Hunter portfolio top 10 cryptos, these are market cap weighted. So cryptos with higher market cap have a better time being in this zone. Again, right now ETH is on the boundary. One could argue it's a 50-50 split. The boundary of the gem zone are these dotted white lines. ETH is slightly below the boundary because of its lower return and higher volatility. So one could argue right now Tron and its token TRX is number 5 spot in a market cap weighted portfolio allocation. Per this allocator, a 7.8 or roughly speaking 8% allocation to Tron is recommended by the portfolio analyzer using the top 10 efficient assets of the asset class. If you ignore Bitcoin and look for only altcoins, altcoin related portfolio, that gets bumped up to 15% allocation recommended by this analysis. So again, not financial advice. Looking at current position of the asset class, the social sentiment and the social risk has gone down 28% or close to 29%. The narratives are largely related to Bitcoin, and they are either bearish or neutral. You can see the second most popular narrative after Bitcoin, which checks for the hype spikes, is bearish after, and this is all analyzed um, using the last 7 days worth of crypto related content on YouTube and X, looking at what narratives and term frequencies are having prolonged presence on these narratives, and these are all normalized by the term frequency, and also the social interest, long term attention is all available over here. All of these charts are available on cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. These are all my personal creation. Spent thousands of hours over the weekends to make this as accurate as possible, and using the right kind of APIs to get what the social sentiment is. You can see this is the views on the blue axis, the blue bar. They are going down with time. That means the attention in the asset class has gone down as well. The red line is comments. Again, ignore this spike over here, but largely speaking, compared to 2021, also the comments have also gone down. This is available over here on the home page of the website. You can click on the full screen, or you can go over here in the narrative cloud section. Looking at the asset class as a whole, the peak valley and estimation of what the bear market or bull market completion or bear market completion, as it comes close to zero or closer to 10%, that's where again the cycle kind of has hit its low, like it did back in 2022 when the risk was at around less than a percent. You can see over here, or 0.02 over here, or 0.006, that is lower than 1%. Right now it's in the same color code as the asset class has entered that bearish territory, but it's still not less than 10% risk. So that's the whole asset class as an analysis. The Tron specific bear market bottom estimation is again in a non-panic bear market scenario. The bottom for Tron, if there is a 6 months of downturn, is at around, roughly speaking, 15 cents. If there is a 4 to 5 months of downturn, that low for Tron could be at around 16 to 17 cents. That's the machine learning based price analysis. You can check how this is calculated using seasonal ARIMA based box clock transformations and standard deviation based confidence level to the downside. The trend says that price has a likely chance of going up with time than down with time. That is because price for the prolonged time since this low in 2020 has gone up only, ignoring the volatility to the downside in the bear market. The bull case in the next bull run for Tron could be at around 70-75 cents. That's roughly 3x of the current price. That's just an estimation. Right now, we likely would contend with the bear market than the bull case. Right now, the price, as looked from the lens of the regression based fair value, is undervalued. The fair value by the polynomial regression based fair value estimation, this pink line over here, is 38 cents. But what needs to be seen more is, like, as we enter towards the end of the bear market, this green line would likely come into play, where the price goes below the green line in the uh, bear case bottom that is currently at around 23 cents. But one could argue, if the slope of this regression function were to change slightly to the and have a bearish tune, this could easily be the bottom could easily be at 20 lower than 23 cents, or even go to the lower regression residual, the two standard deviation regression residual at around 14 cents, which is kind of confluent with that machine learning based price analysis. And even if we check the technical levels, the 14-15 cents is the 0.786, where the price spent a lot of time in the before that pump in late November 20 or late October, early November 2024. So that zone, that 0.786 zone, could come into play in the towards the end of the bear market of 2026. Again, not financial advice. What we have now, after the analysis for the specific analysis for time weighted average prices, that's the one key concern. The blue line over here, typically the price action in the bear market goes to in the lower risk levels, where the accumulation risk per the time weighted average price is either in this blue color region, the sky blue or the dark blue region. Right now the time weighted average price risk is elevated in at around, the deviation between the price, or the difference between the price and the time weighted average price, is almost 200%. The time weighted average price is less than 10 cents, the price is about 28 cents, risk level is 8. That means it's highly elevated, needs to cool down per this estimation, like it did back in 2022, even in that bear market as well. And again, either one could argue that this time around, if there is a diminished volatility to downside, at least go to that risk level 4 or 5, and spend some time over there before, let's say, accumulation making some sense over here for Tron. The DCA model, again color coded, says that right now the risks are minimal. So there is conflicting signal based on the two models. That's why we have a overall summary risk model. The 20-week simple moving average risk is also fairly low at around 0.14. Uh, the the model that takes into consideration, just before that, let's see how low the 200-week simple moving average for Tron is at. That is also at around 15 cents. So again, price could go to that level like it did back in. So this red line over here, the price has a tendency to go towards that line in the depths of the bear market, like it did in November 2022 as well. That level right now is at around 15 cents. So, all in all, the estimated bear case scenario for Tron will conclude on a hopeful note. Just looking at the bear case first, estimated bear case is at around, base bear is at around 14 cents if we get a panic bottom at around 11 cents, and if we get a full blown recession at 6 cents. That's the overall model, which takes into the consideration the component, that is the risk based model that we discussed, the SMA risk, the time weighted average price risk, and the regression risk. Last but not the least, if there is a bull run ahead of us, timeline to be decided, the the base bull case is for Tron is 44 cents, which again right now it's about a 2x of the current price. But let's say if it bottoms at 15 cents or 10 cents, that's 4.5x. The bull case, or the two standard deviation non non moon case, but like a euphoria case for Tron, is at around 65 cents, which from that 10 cents level is about a 6x. From the current price is at around 2.5x, and the stretch goal is at around 73 cents, which is about 2.5x of the current price. With that, I would like to conclude. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe, and check out all these charts on cryptoweeklies.com. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.